The water ran warm against Alex Carter's shoulders, steam filling the small bathroom of his apartment. It was late, and the city outside his window glowed with soft neon light. Alex had just returned from a long shift at the engineering hub, where he spent his days fixing machines that were always breaking and never thanking him. The shower was the one place where his mind could finally slow down. He closed his eyes, letting the sound of the water drown out the noise of the world. Then the light changed. It was not sudden darkness or a power cut. It was a bright, white-blue flash, sharp enough to pierce even closed eyes. Alex flinched and opened them just as the air in front of him bent and twisted, like heat rising from hot metal. The space inside the shower was no longer empty. Someone was standing there. Alex froze, his breath caught in his chest. Water splashed against the tiled wall, but the figure did not react to it at all. She was not human. She was shorter than Alex, slender, with smooth skin that shimmered faintly like polished stone under the bathroom light. Her eyes were large and dark, reflecting everything at once. Strange markings, faint and glowing, traced along her arms and neck. Her hair floated slightly, as if gravity treated it as a suggestion rather than a rule. She looked around slowly, calmly, taking in the cramped bathroom, the glass shower door, the steam, the sound of running water. Then her eyes settled on Alex. She looked him over, not in fear, not in surprise, in careful interest. Alex's mind screamed at him to do something, shout, run, fall over, anything. But his body refused to move. He stood there, soaked, staring at an alien who had just appeared in his shower like it was the most normal thing in the universe. The alien tilted her head. Her eyes narrowed slightly, focusing. She lifted one hand and made a soft clicking sound, followed by a series of gentle tones that meant nothing to Alex. She took one step closer. That broke the spell. Alex stumbled backward, hitting the wall with a dull thump. His heart hammered so hard he thought it might burst. "Hey, stop, don't!" His words tangled together, useless. The alien paused instantly. Her posture shifted. She lowered her hand and stepped back, giving him space. Her eyes flicked over his face, watching closely as if measuring his reaction. Alex swallowed. His instincts told him she could have killed him already if she wanted to. Instead, she looked curious. Slowly, carefully, he raised his hands, palms open. "I don't know who you are," he said, forcing his voice to stay steady. "But you can't just appear in people's showers." She blinked. Then she made another sound, softer this time, and placed a hand against her chest. "Lyra," she said, the word slow and clear. Alex stared. "Lyra," she nodded once. Something in his chest loosened just a little. "I'm Alex," he said. "Alex." She repeated it, her accent strange but precise. "Alex." The water continued to run. Steam thickened the air. Alex slowly reached behind him and turned the handle, shutting the shower off. Silence settled, broken only by the faint hum of the building. Lyra glanced at the shower head, then at the water dripping from Alex's hair. She extended a finger and touched a falling droplet. It vanished against her skin. Her eyes widened just a fraction. She smiled. It was small but unmistakable. Alex exhaled. "Okay," he muttered. "This is happening." He grabbed a towel and wrapped it around himself, never taking his eyes off her. She watched with intense focus, clearly fascinated by the simple action. When he stepped out of the shower, she followed, but stopped when he stopped, mirroring his movements like a careful student. "Stay," he said, pointing gently at the spot where she stood. She did. That alone told him a lot. Alex quickly pulled on clean clothes, his hands shaking. Every few seconds he glanced back at Lyra, half expecting her to vanish in another flash of light. She did not. When he was dressed, he gestured toward the sink. "Let's sit, talk, try." Lyra looked at the sink, then at the toilet, then chose the floor instead, sitting with her legs folded beneath her. Alex took the edge of the tub. Up close, he could see more details. Her skin was warm-toned, smooth, and unmarked except for the faint glowing lines that pulsed slowly like a heartbeat. Her eyes reflected light differently, giving them a depth that made it hard to look away. She studied him openly. His clothes, his hands, his face. "You appeared," Alex said, pointing to the empty space where she had arrived. "Why?" She frowned slightly, then lifted her hand. The air shimmered again, weaker this time, forming a faint outline of a circle. Inside it, shapes appeared, stars, lines, symbols that shifted too fast to fully understand. She pointed to one star, then another, then made a sharp cutting motion between them. "Lost," Alex guessed. Lyra hesitated, then nodded. "Accident?" he asked. She made a sound that might have been agreement. Alex leaned back, rubbing his face. An alien in his bathroom, lost, possibly stranded. "Why here?" he asked quietly. Lyra's eyes flicked toward him, then softened. She made a slow gesture, placing her hand over her own chest again, then extending it toward him. "Curious," she said, struggling with the word, curious. Alex let out a weak laugh. "Yeah, figures." He stood and opened the bathroom door. "Come on. Let's get you somewhere more comfortable." She followed him into the small living room, eyes wide as she took in the furniture, the screens, the soft lights. She touched the wall, the couch, the table, as if testing whether it was real. Alex offered her a glass of water. She sniffed it, then drank carefully. Her expression brightened. "Good," she said. He smiled despite himself. Minutes turned into an hour. Alex showed her simple things, lights, chairs, windows. She learned fast, very fast. Every word he repeated, she tried to copy. Every gesture she remembered. When he pointed to the door and shook his head, saying outside, not safe, she nodded immediately. She sat on the couch, legs tucked beneath her, watching him with quiet attention. Eventually, Alex asked the question that had been sitting heavy in his mind. "Can you go back?" Lyra's glow dimmed. She closed her eyes. When she opened them, the faint shimmer around her body flickered unevenly. She shook her head. "No, now," she said. Alex felt a strange mix of fear and responsibility settle over him. "Is someone looking for you?" he asked. She hesitated, then nodded slowly. "Are they dangerous?" She did not answer right away. Instead, she looked at him, really looked at him, and said carefully, "To you, yes." That sent a chill through him. Alex walked to the window and looked out at the city. Earth was not ready for this, he knew that. Governments, militaries, corporations, they would tear Lyra apart trying to understand her. He turned back. "You can stay here," he said, "for now." Lyra's eyes widened. "Stay." "Yes," Alex said firmly. "I'll help you, we'll figure something out." For the first time since she arrived, Lyra seemed uncertain. She studied his face, searching for something. Then she stood, stepped closer, and placed her hand lightly against his arm. Warm, steady. "Alex kind," she said. His throat tightened. "We try to be." She smiled again, brighter this time. Outside, the city lights flickered, unaware that something extraordinary had just stepped into a human's life. Alex did not know what tomorrow would bring. He did not know who Lyra truly was, or what dangers might follow her. But as she sat beside him on the couch, calm and curious and very much real, he knew one thing for certain. This was only the beginning. Morning light crept through the thin curtains of Alex's apartment, pale and slow. The city outside was already awake, but inside the small room everything felt suspended, like time was holding its breath. Alex woke on the couch, his neck stiff and his mind heavy. For a brief moment he thought the night before had been a dream. Then he saw her. Lyra sat on the floor near the window, knees drawn close, watching the sunlight as if it were a living thing. Tiny particles of dust floated in the air, and she followed them with quiet focus. The faint glowing lines on her skin pulsed softly, brighter in the morning light. She turned her head when Alex stirred. "Alex," she said, the word clearer now. He sat up fast. "You're still here." She tilted her head. "Stay," she replied, as if confirming a promise. Alex rubbed his face and let out a slow breath. "Okay, okay, good." He stood and stretched, then realized something important. "You hungry?" he asked. Lyra blinked. "Hungry? Food," he said, pointing toward the kitchen. Her eyes lit up with interest. Alex moved carefully, suddenly aware that every normal human action might be completely new to her. He opened the fridge. Lyra leaned forward, staring into it as if it were a portal to another world. Cold air brushed her face. She flinched slightly, then smiled. Alex took out bread, fruit, and a small carton of milk. He placed them on the table. "This, eat." Lyra picked up the bread, turned it over, smelled it, then took a small bite. Her eyes widened. She chewed slowly, then faster. "Good," she said again. Alex laughed quietly. Some of the tension eased from his shoulders. As they ate, Alex tried to teach her more words. He pointed. "Table," she touched it. "Table, chair, chair, window, window." Her learning speed was frightening. Within an hour, she could name most objects in the room. She struggled with longer sentences, but her understanding grew fast. Still, something worried Alex. "Lyra," he said carefully, "you said others are looking for you." Her smile faded. "Yes," she replied. "They track." "Why?" he asked. She paused, searching for words. Then she raised her hand. The air shimmered and a small image formed, different from before, clearer now. Alex saw tall figures, similar to Lyra but larger, wearing rigid armor. Their eyes glowed sharp and cold. "They say order," Lyra said. "Rules, no wander, no ask." "You broke rules," Alex said. She nodded. "I want learn, see, feel." She touched her chest. "They fear change." Alex felt anger rise in his chest, not loud anger but steady and hot. "So they hunt you, yes. And if they find you here," she looked at him, "they take. Or end." Alex clenched his jaw. Earth had problems of its own, but this was different. He was just one man, an engineer, not a soldier, not a hero, but he was human. And humans were very good at surviving. He stood. "We need to hide you better." Lyra watched him, curious. "Hide? Yes, make you invisible." Her eyes sparkled. "I like." Alex moved fast after that. He pulled out spare clothes, loose hooded jackets, gloves, hats. He guided Lyra into wearing them. She laughed softly when the fabric brushed her skin. "You look human enough," he said, stepping back. She mimicked him. "Human enough." Alex packed a small bag with tools, wires, and an old portable scanner from work. "We can't stay here long. If they track energy or teleport signals, this place will light up like a beacon." Lyra nodded. "I felt pull, weak now, but soon strong." That meant time was limited. They left the apartment through the back stairs. The city streets were crowded, full of people who had no idea an alien walked among them. Lyra stayed close to Alex, copying his movements, keeping her head down. Every screen they passed showed news, ads, and traffic updates. Lyra glanced at them with fascination but did not stop. Alex led her to an old workshop under a transit bridge. It was abandoned, filled with dust and broken machines, perfect. "This is where I build things," he said. "No cameras, no signals." Lyra stepped inside and breathed in slowly. "Safe," she said. Alex set up lights and powered on his scanner. The screen flickered as it searched for unusual energy. "There," he muttered. "Your teleport leaves a signature like a ripple." Lyra frowned. "Can you stop?" "Not stop," Alex said, "but hide." He worked for hours, fingers moving fast, mind sharper than it had been in years. He built a crude dampener using spare coils and shielding. Human tech was rough, imperfect, but adaptable. When he activated it, the scanner went quiet. Alex smiled, tired but proud. "There, to anyone scanning, you don't exist." Lyra stared at the device, then at him. "You clever." "We're stubborn," he replied. "That helps." She stepped closer. "My people think humans weak, short lives, soft bodies." Alex snorted. "Yeah, they say that a lot. But you fight world," she continued. "Still smile, still build." Her words hit deeper than she knew. A sudden sound cut through the moment, a low hum, distant but growing. Lyra stiffened. The glow on her skin flared bright. "They are near," she said. "Very near." Alex's heart jumped. "Already." The hum deepened, vibrating through the metal walls. Dust fell from the ceiling. Alex grabbed his bag. "Can you teleport?" Lyra shook her head. "Not far, weak." Then we don't run, Alex said. We hide and trick. The hum grew louder. Outside, lights flickered. Alex activated the dampener to maximum, then overloaded it. The device screamed as energy spiked. "What are you doing?" Lyra asked, alarmed. "Making noise," Alex replied, "but the wrong kind." The tracker craft descended nearby, drawn to the false signal. Alex shut the system down at the last second. Silence fell, minutes passed, long ones. Finally, the hum faded away, moving farther into the city. Lyra sank to the floor, shaking. Alex crouched beside her. "You okay?" She nodded slowly. "You saved." He let out a breath he hadn't realized he was holding. Lyra looked up at him, eyes bright. "Humans are dangerous," he smiled tiredly. "Only when we need to be." That night, back in the workshop, Lyra slept for the first time since arriving. Alex sat nearby, keeping watch, tools in hand. He knew this was no longer just about hiding an alien. It was about choice. And tomorrow, the universe might come knocking harder than before. The workshop was quiet except for the slow drip of water somewhere deep in the concrete. Alex sat against a metal crate, eyes heavy but refusing to close. Across the room, Lyra slept curled on a folded jacket, her breathing calm and steady. The faint glow on her skin was low now, like embers after a fire. Alex watched her and thought about how fast his life had changed. 2 days ago, he had been worried about broken machines and late rent. Now he was hiding an alien from another world, one that powerful beings were hunting. Fear sat in his chest, but beneath it was something else. Purpose. Humans had always survived by adapting. This was just another version of that. The scanner on the table flickered softly. Alex stiffened and leaned forward. The screen showed faint movement, not close, not yet, but searching. "They didn't give up," he muttered. Lyra stirred, her eyes opened instantly, alert. "They feel me," she said quietly. "Even hidden they learn," Alex nodded. "Then we change the game." He stood and paced, mind racing. Hiding forever would not work. Running would only delay the end. If Lyra was caught, she would disappear into a system that did not allow choice. If Earth was discovered, it could become a target. There was only one way forward. "Lyra," Alex said, stopping in front of her, "can you contact them?" She looked up, surprised. "Why?" "Because," he said slowly, "if they're going to come anyway, we choose where and how." She was silent for a long moment, then she nodded. "I can call, but they will come strong." "Good," Alex replied. "So will we." They moved before dawn. Alex carried his equipment, while Lyra guided them through quiet streets. Their destination was an old power station near the edge of the city, long abandoned, but still connected to deep energy lines beneath the ground. Human infrastructure was messy, layered, and full of forgotten access points. Perfect. Inside the station, Alex worked quickly, linking his devices into the old systems. Sparks flew as he rerouted power. The machines groaned, waking from years of sleep. Lyra stood at the center of the room, hands raised, glowing lines on her skin brightening. "Once I signal," she said, "they will lock onto me." Alex looked at her. "Are you sure?" She met his eyes. "I choose this." That mattered more than anything. She sent the signal. The air vibrated almost immediately. The hum this time was louder, sharper. Alex felt it in his bones. "They're faster now," he said. "They are angry," Lyra replied. Lights outside the station exploded as a sleek alien craft tore through the clouds, descending without care. The ground shook, windows shattered. Alex flipped switches and activated his final setup. "What does this do?" Lyra asked. "It tells them we're not prey," he said. The craft landed with force, metal screaming against concrete. Figures emerged, tall, armored, glowing with controlled energy. Their eyes locked onto Lyra instantly. "You are to return," one of them said, voice echoing inside Alex's head without sound. "This place is forbidden." Lyra stepped forward. "I will not." The figures shifted, weapons humming. Alex stepped beside her. "This planet is under human protection," he said loudly, even though he knew they did not need sound. "You don't get to take people from here." The aliens paused. "You are insignificant," the voice replied. "Step aside," Alex smiled. That was their mistake. He activated the station. Energy surged through the ground not as a weapon but as noise, chaotic, unpredictable, human-made. Signals bounced, reflected, multiplied. The aliens' system struggled to process it. "This environment is unstable," one of them said. "Welcome to Earth," Alex replied. Lyra raised her hands, using the chaos to amplify her own abilities. Space bent around her, not to escape but to anchor herself here. "You fear change," she said to her people. "Humans live in it." One of the armored figures advanced, pushing through the interference. Alex grabbed a cable and slammed it into an exposed conduit. Power arced, forcing the alien back. The craft system screamed. Its shields flickered. The aliens hesitated. They had not expected resistance like this, not from a species they believed weak. Alex stood firm, heart racing, body shaking, but still standing. "You can leave," he said, "or you can stay and learn what humans do when cornered." For a long moment, nothing moved. Then the glow around the aliens dimmed. "This subject is compromised," the voice said. "This world is unpredictable." The figures retreated, dissolving into light as the craft lifted off, vanishing into the sky. Silence fell. Alex dropped to one knee, exhausted. Lyra rushed to his side. "They left," she said, disbelief in her voice. Alex laughed weakly. "Yeah, they did." Lyra looked at him, eyes shining. "You stood against them for me." "For choice," he corrected. "For freedom," she nodded. "My people will not forget this." Weeks passed. The world did not end. No fleets arrived. No invasions followed. The aliens watched from afar, cautious now. Lyra stayed. Alex helped her learn more about Earth, music, stories, simple joys. She helped him see the world differently, with wonder instead of routine. They worked together quietly, carefully. Lyra learned to mask herself completely. Alex improved the tech. Humanity adapted. One evening, as they watched the city lights from a rooftop, Lyra spoke softly. "Humans are strange," she said. "You fear much, yet you stand anyway." Alex shrugged. "Fear just means something matters," she smiled. Far away in the dark between stars, records were updated. One small blue planet was marked with a new symbol. Not prey, not primitive, but dangerous in the most unexpected way. Because humans did not conquer with strength alone, they protected, and they chose to stand.